see.
They're playing. Okay, here we go, boys. Here we go. Good thing we're going to let's get the colors right. They're getting right already. So looks like the game is running. Can you take a peek once more? Is it still running for them? No,
It is.
Okay, good thing. So the game is going to continue.
Oh, and a lot of rams.
I'm really happy that this is happening. I think the colors are still right. Blue for Lojza, red for BacT. That was going to happen. And a whole lot of rams we can see right here. We can see Lojza trying to get hold of that gold, trying to get the control of that gold. But rams are not going to be enough for BacT to actually try to stop this.
Yeah, you need some plumed archers.
At least a couple of plumed archers. He might be losing a whole lot of villagers right here. Lojza doing the right thing. Still with the score advantage, but quite close as we just said.
Yeah, but
before.
he's ahead by 30 population, and we missed obviously some minutes. And it seems like Lojza did a huge ram push in the middle, and BacT tried to defend against that. And now there's a neutral gold spot in the middle, and I think the fighting will have to continue there.
Now let's take a look at what's happening here. Very nice raiding from BacT so far. He's going to be able to kill a whole lot of villagers if Lojza does not spot this on time. In the meanwhile, Lojza seems to be concentrating his forces right here on the right side of BacT's map. And indeed, a whole lot of villagers are there to be killed. BacT playing this the way he has to, just moving back the villagers, taking again the score lead. And these are maybe enough rams to stop Lojza right here.
Yeah, absolutely. We are going into big fight, and obviously now they want to have gold units. So I just checked what's the positioning with the relics, and there are like 3 still neutral relics. No one picked them up, but they're pretty close to BacT, and BacT already has 2.
Oof. Okay, so that would be very good for him. And indeed, Lojza has got no ram left, so he needs to go back. If he wants to keep those plumed archers alive, indeed he's doing so. He still's got the control over this gold right here, but with no castle, it could be very, very bad.
And there's another free gold spot as well, so they will have to continue fighting through the middle there. And as it seems, BacT is trying to do that.
Lojza trying to get the hill right there. It was nice as long as it lasted, but now that rams are there, he cannot keep that position. Needs to go back a little bit more. He is the first to switch back. Not switch back, but switch to skirmishers. As this sort of indicates that he is harding for the gold. BacT is harding at this moment too, but he actually lost a whole lot of villagers right here as far as I can see.
Yeah, and the amount of rams is overwhelming by BacT at the moment. It's 18 against 6 rams. So if BacT decides at one
spot, right?
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Concentrate everything on one spot and try to push from there. Still a lot of raiding happening right here by Lojza. I'm not sure. I mean, it's okay that you are raiding Lojza, but there's a lot of trouble going in your way. So maybe you should be trying to concentrate somewhere else. This castle is very good for BacT, protecting this gold right here, and he does need gold desperately.
Yeah, absolutely. I said that this point will be heavily fought for. You need rams, you need castles, you need a lot of plumed archers, and look at that.
Now look at this raid. Look at this raid here from BacT. Looks like we need to downgrade the speed a little bit more. A whole lot of dead bodies right there. Lojza still staying on the same place, but losing all of his plumed archers. And we did tell him, Lojza, you do need to go back with those plumed archers.
Yeah, absolutely. But where do you go? Left side, more castles, more towers, more TCs. Right side, more plumed archers. So you just take the fight there, having the hill advantage, and trying to use those plumed archers to the best.
I do see what Lojza is trying to do here, trying to mass the rams, trying to get that castle, but BacT has got a whole lot of rams himself. Looks like that is not going to quite do the trick here for Lojza. Let's try to see how the ram micro is gonna go here for both players. Lojza's got all of his rams a little bit sooner there. BacT still's got a whole lot of them in the back. Yeah, indeed, he's not taking the best of this fight. In my opinion, he should be fighting with all of his rams, and indeed, he's actually losing quite a decent amount of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Lojza went into there with a patrol of all his rams.
And all of them, right? BacT still had so many behind the castle.
Absolutely, and so he took out like 3 or 4 for free. Oh, nice raiding here.
Nice raiding right here, but still feel like it's important to see what's going to happen here. Lojza does want to have the control over that goal. BacT seems to be doing a little bit better with the rams now. Lojza's wasting one of those rams on the castle, but Lojza is still the one with more rams, so looks like he will be able to win this fight, or maybe not. BacT
Now
sort
even
of
sending
coming
plume darts
back.
into the Rams, that's not something you see every day.
It's a 3 versus 2. I think BacT might just be winning this. Indeed, he will be winning the Ram fight, or maybe not quite close, but only one Ram from Lojza is not going to be enough to get.
No, absolutely not. And Lojza needs to retreat. As you can see on the left-hand side, another relic getting picked up by BacT.
Take a look at that. BacT, how many relics does he have by now? Only 2.
And a third
on the way. Let's see how it
there's
gets.
still like 2 neutral ones.
Yeah, the rating on the right side seems to be finished by BacT. It's maybe time to take a look at what's happening here on the dashboard. 97 villagers for Lojza, 92. Very similar, especially considering it's late Imperial Age. And military very close as well.
Absolutely, but idle villager count. Lojza has 40 idle villagers. And that's mostly because of the reason that he does have very little map control, and BacT is kind of surrounding him, and so all the villagers have to be pulled back.
Yeah, he needs to be constantly pulling back the villagers, pulling them back to the TCs. Looks like he will be losing this fight for sure. Looks also like a little bit of a waste right there. He just lost so many units. He does have the skirmishers, but the plumed archers are actually quite decent against skirmishers.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not like they are on the. If I looked up the chart, they are on the list of counters against plumed archers, but there aren't like heavy counters because they have plumed archers still have a reasonable defense against skirms.
They have a nice pierce armor. They have a whole lot of hit points as well.
Yeah, and so you basically only switch into skirms because you want to save gold, not to get the strongest army in the game. So obviously.
Correct. Let's try to take a look at the gold count for Lojza. Very, very short indeed. Only 74. I would be surprised if he's got any plumed archers being produced. Indeed, he's got none. Concentrating on elite skirmishes, maybe a couple of rams. He does need to save the gold for as long as possible, but that gold is not coming anymore. So skirmishes is all he's got at this moment, so hard to see how could he hold to this game much longer. The relics are also in control of BacT.
Yeah, Lojza will need to build a lot of skirms down, and I think like skirm and ram only might be his option. I think he got more of the market because he had more farms first, but I think he needs to get one real spot, and he's getting some gold at the time.
Yeah, he's selling everything he's got. My overlay just telling me that he's selling everything he's got. He's got so much food, and really not ideal. You don't want too much food.
But the prices are at the bottom.
Yep, once you're fighting with plumed archers and rams, you really don't want to have too much food. You want to have gold and wood. A bit of a pause once more. Hopefully everything's going to be smooth from now on. Reducing the speed a little bit more.
Yeah, and I had the fear that after we lost like 5 to 10 minutes due to the restore, we wouldn't get all the action. But this game is still going on.
It's still going on for a couple of minutes, I feel like. Looks like this castle could be going down here for Lojza, but indeed BacT has got still 2 rams right there, so he should be taking one of Lojza's rams. There he is. Maybe he won't be able to reach the other one, so maybe he could be a chance for Lojza to actually take down the castle, but he's moving it away. A little bit unfortunate in my opinion.
And he has all the upgrades on the castle as well, so it's set over 7,000.
So important, so important. Yeah, so important. It's gonna get a whole lot of time for Lojza to actually destroy that castle right there. It's gonna take him a whole lot of time, and BacT in the meanwhile with the whole control here of the middle, a whole lot of gold, a whole lot of rams. I just saw a very nice amount of plumed archers right here trying to do some raiding on Lojza's base.
And he could get a lot of villagers there.
If he went right here, right? Let's take a look. The king is here. Seems to be safe at this point.
Yeah, and I think BacT is in a good position now because Lojza doesn't have a lot of rams. That's a weird positioning. And BacT still has a lot of plumed archers as well.
Yeah, he still wants to take down this castle with 1 ram. BacT could actually just send a couple of villagers, and he probably would be able to take down that ram. Would be really sad to see a castle with all the upgrades being killed by 1 ram, but looks like indeed he'll be able to save it with those villagers right there.
Yeah, and those skirms are positioned quite beautifully, to be honest. I think they would have done way less damage than they're actually doing. They're killing the castle, a lot of hit points, they're killing villagers, they're killing plumed archers, and they're annoying.
They are annoying indeed. This looks like a very heavy push right here from BacT. He wants to make sure that Lojza does not get any more gold spots. He still's got 1 here. That seems to be his very last one. He wanted to take control of this one, but that would not be possible, at least not for now.
Yeah, and BacT is now killing all the archeries of Lojza, and he doesn't have a lot of...
Indeed, he looks like once more they just resigned, probably called GG vocally, because they are right in front of each other. So that's the GG call here by Lojza.
Yeah, and let's just predict what will happen within the next 2 minutes. So basically the Rams are killing all the archeries, and the plumed archers in the bottom will kill a lot of those villagers. And Lojza's just out of wood. He has 500 and he needs like 2,000 now. He needs siege workshops, he needs archeries, and he needs like a lot of wood to produce out of those. So
and it looks like he wasn't going to be able to hold the spot right here on the gold, right? So it looks like that was it for him. He was only producing skirmishers. He was spending all his gold on those rams, and those rams were just about to be killed. He doesn't even seem to have a siege workshop at this point. A couple of them right here, but quite far away from the action. I guess it's a fair thing to do at this point, and just call it the GG, right? Let's take a look at the achievements. BacT even had all of those relics as well. He had 3 of them, if I'm not mistaken. Lojza had none, at least when we checked it. And we can try to take a look at the villager. The relic gold, of course, quite a nice amount here. The total of castles just overwhelmingly in favor of BacT. Look at that. It's 8 against 4. Relics captured, more relic gold. Not more villages for Lojza, but then again, villagers are not the most important on a main war.
No, absolutely not. And I think 116 is healthy enough. But 8 castles against 4, that gives you so much more map control. So, as you can see, Lojza had a very good ram push, but he lost the map control and didn't get any good wood spots anymore. So he couldn't reproduce more skirms, not more rams, not more siege workshops, not more archeries, and then he just got eaten alive by his own wood, actually.
Once more, map control wins.
Yeah, it did.
Map control wins.
Yeah.
On Regicide Fortress seems to be even more important than on some other maps, right? So, Mr. Yo for the win.
Yeah,
Mr. Yo strategy for the win, indeed.